Hello, IK here. Welcome to Authentication and Authorization Part 10. Here is a post route for a login. In that route, there is a error. There is a coding about error, and I'm going to provide some or all of that error that we see how it is data flow, that error, how flow from database, from server to front end, and what we see on the screen or in console. At first, I would produce error about address. Here it is. About this address, it means that front end send request to server and cannot go to that server because would be stopped before then go in server, would be stopped in this address and can go in. What error in that moment would be for that would be? Okay, let's see what I'm going to here in login slice, and now I want to find the hypertext transfer protocol request. Request is that API. Look at here is a request to user login. I only write here one, and address is wrong. Now I'm going to browser here and login. bin.com, password bin, login. I look at in console because error would be in console, login. Here is an error. Post login slice 10, not found, not found. Here is login failed. Okay, system hypertext transfer protocol request and error happened. The system send to that error to console panel, console. And it is all about that error what we see. And it is without our will and without our coding we have in console. But here in user interface, in pages login, we see login failed. For us, this is interesting. Login failed. Who sent it? Okay, let's go to a login slice, Redux login slice. Here it is, login slice. Login slice, we are here now. And look at with our API request and response can be this one, return response data. It is if all is okay. It is okay, and can be catched because it is in construction try catch. If there is error, would be this function reject with value, and parameter of that function is error, object error dot response question mark data. It is one deep message, deep properties, and we use for that deep properties, we use that optional chaining. It is chain, And that chain is created by this question mark. It means question mark is here that chain would not be stopped with error, unquote error. For example, undefinite. If response, if error undefinite, response undefinite, it would be, it would not be stopped because of this question mark, and we would have not black screen with unquote error in front of user. And it is optional chaining, optional chaining, that question mark. And error response data message, it is a real order of object. Error is the topic object. There is a properties response, there is a properties data, there is a properties message. And here in parameter, we find or not find message. If there is a known message, would be show in a user interface, would we display this. And it means if left side, nothing, and there is no undefined data, but a message is empty, would be shown on user interface login failed. And it is now case, because this error is before server, and there is no message, and there is no construction okay, there is no error, and there is only what we see in console, but without, there is error, but not message. There is no message. And this function look at only on message. And if message there is no, if message there is no, would be return a login failed. Would be return a login failed. And that return, what means where, to whom return? Return down, positive or negative. Return down, add case. Fulfilled if positive. Here it is. Fulfilled if positive. Fulfilled if positive. And it is payload. It is response data. And here it is rejected. And if error, that payload, it is payload, response data or error response data message, it is payload. And state error would be now login failed. And in Redux, we have a login failed. How that login failed come to login.js. Let's get C to login. Login.js, here it is, login.js. Here dispatch. Dispatch from login we start. Login is form for login. It is form for email and password. And we dispatch email and password to thank function, login user. And that login user, we send two parameters, email and password. But look at here, it is unwrapped. It coming with the new version, with the Redux toolkit, and it come with the function create asynchron thank. And together with the create asynchron thank coming also function reject with value. And this unwrap unwrap promise, unwrap what would be with response coming, all coming, and positive and negative coming with response object. And promise would be opened by function unwrap, and look at when this concretely error will see message login failed. It means that through this function, login failed coming here and would be catch by try catch construction. And as like this would be set because here is error is a local state error. We declare it on the beginning, this component. And set error, again, in parameter, we have OR logic, left side. If error not exist, would not be undefined. But if error exists, would be show, we see here in return, look at this is error would be show in this construction, would be show if exist error. But that error always exists. We see because reject with value created message what coming. If there is no message from response, created login failed. And here is in error, here in error, we see in red, login failed, login failed. This is very, very interesting construction where we have curly brackets here. Curly brackets isolate JavaScript from HTML. Together, it is JS6 language. But here in curly brackets, we have only JavaScript. And the logic error and you look at see here, you see here div style error and the right side div style, and again in curly brackets. But the two curly brackets, it is for style. That is, it is a syntax for incorporate style in row, CSS. And here it is in curly brackets, error, variable error, error, this state error of local state, and inside of div. Why we need that construction with error, with end? Why we don't use directly without left side, without logic end? Because when we declare it without logic, we will see empty div, but div exists, we will see empty div. Edit, undo. We will see empty div without error if there is no error. If error exists, we will see, but now with end, left side must be if we want to execution, and the right side is always ready, always one. All depend about left, and if left is one, would be syntax visible, would be coded this. If error left side 0 and the right side is always ready, this one, the final result of this end logic is 0 and would not be right side coded. And there is no error. There is no HTML div style. Okay, it is like that. And it is login failed. It is error when failed before enter in our server. Now I remove that error. Interesting for me is login slice, remove that error. Here it is. No, here it is. It is here. Remove that error. One, and all would be okay. All would be okay, and I can log in. And there is no error now. It's all is okay. Login token is in session storage. It is application, and here it is in session storage. Next error. We enter server. It is Express server, what we use for connect with MySQL. And here we've passed this address. We go in post route. We have this email and password with destructured assignment variable email and password. It object with the properties email and password from request body. And now we have a query for select users with that email. First question mark, second email. First empty place here, second only data email. It is for security against injection. And here is a result. Results is object what coming from MySQL, and error is always can be in every moment, in every phase. It not only database can be error, and asynchronous request to database can be error in communication, in protocol between Express and database, can be on database, and etc. And we start with error, if error exists. It means if error exists now after sending query. It means from this moment, sending query to every moment about something must be returned. And if return status 500, it means it is developer coded. Developer look at in a list of status and find that 500 number is for that, and created message in JSON format, created message equal server error during database query. Very, very simple. If that error exists, would be we will see this kind of message. Okay, I think that can be. I can here in email put one, and query would not be good. And I see we would be error, and that error would be catched with this. And I hope to see server error during database error. Okay, let's get see what happened now. Before any new wrong coding, I'm going to log out. Okay, a token is have been removed from session storage. Now, email one, bean com, and bean login. You're logging. Token coming here. Oh, yeah. I always forget. When we, okay, and it is again log out. When I change something in Express, in background, I must restart server. I must restart. Control C, and here it is. Look at here. Here it is. Control C. Control C, and now node server.js. Restart. And now I try login, bean monkey, bean com, bean password, login. Key is not coming in session storage. Here is a server error during database query. Server error during database query. It's visible in login. In login. We know here it's coming through unwrap. That message coming here through unwrap. Uh, let's get see login.js. 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 Here. Coming in this dispatch login user, coming through unwrap. And that unwrap is connected with reject with value function. And reject with value function is part of tank action, create asynchron tank. Look at it in slice. In slice, login slice, you see, create asynchron tank. That function coming with Redux toolkit. Instead, that function is reject with value and unwrap. Reject with value is here, and reject with value return. And that what return from here coming to unwrap. If all is okay, fulfilled, return would be response data. And the login.js decoded tank in that data use role to navigate to correct pages. If admin, navigate to dashboard. If customer, navigate to customer pages address. Unwrap in this situation in login is engaged in positive and negative. Response data, decoded tank for authorization. But if rejected, if it is error, unwrap, open promise, find error, and write that, you see, we don't see login failed. We see message message from server, login server error. And it is excellent, and it is excellent example and now all message from the server would be visible, not login failed, because message exists on the server. Okay, I'm going to remove error in server, remove error, server error during database query. Here it is. Reset, Control C, up node server.js. Now, let's get down with code. User results is zero. Constant user, we declare user and the results coming from database, and coming one row, one object from database, always one, and that one is index 0. It is like that in array, 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. And the results we create here 0, but it is only from more, not problem if we have more security, but in database can be only one row with that email and that password. But in database, we control and we don't have system don't have permission with two same email. In database administration, we put it that it must be unique, that email. And it is not enough that there is more email, but that difference would be only in password. No, difference is in email also. Uh, why it is important? Because you look at, first we find now this error. We find only by email. We don't find email and password, two question mark, because we have both email and password. It means that must be limited, that in database can go only one email. There is no, but for security, we take result 0. But if there is no other regulation, security, if there is a two same record with same email, this 0 would take first one, but of course, 1011 user, there is no possibility that there is a two email. You see, if we must take only one user. We find only one user. If there is a more user, who is a real one? And it is the reason that must be only one address, unique. Address must be unique, like primary key, what is. Okay, I can see in database, here it is, and we will be back. Okay, here it is in database. I just see that limitation, it is user, yeah, it is the end one. Here it is. Oh, it is orders, but before that, orders, creatable orders, creatable users. Now, user ID is unique. It is a primary key. Look at here, it is primary key. But email, not null, unique, you see. Not null, unique. It is SQL language that not null, unique. It must not be, have not to be capital letters, but it is capital letters that we differentiate SQL capital letters with variable, with fields, name of fields in the field in columns in database. Here it is, name, username, email, small case, capital letters for SQL. It must be when we put user, and email must be unique, and database don't permit to, it is impossible to put two same email. Back to here is back to server, Express server. It is about email. Okay, now we have user. If error, we see error, server error. But if not server error, means that we have user. In results, no error. In results, index 0, we have object user. Complete from the row, complete record one row in table user is now here in user. It means name of user, email of user, role of user, password of user, ID, user ID also. Never mind what we don't need all. We now take a complete row. But in reality, we can take only what we need now. Okay, it's complete row here in user, and we use what we need to use. But again, error. Again, developer coded error. If no user, what to say? What to say in interface? In what to say on the screen? And always we must communicate with user. Our user interface is for communication. Application must communicate with user of application. And look at every uh, everything what we want from must have response, communication with why something there is a no, and if question, if user finds some what the search for, okay, but if not, we must said why not. And here, if no user, message is very simple, user not found. Now, how I can produce that error? I ask, nothing changed here. I hope I reset, Control C. Okay, reset server, and back to here. Login, server data during database query. It would now I refresh. All is okay. You see every refresh token removed from session, and email now being one. Here it is wrong. I have not user like that. Bean.com. Bean, I can make a correct password, for example, it is wrong. Okay, login. Look at user not found. User not found. There is no token in session storage. Okay. Now, again, that message, data flow, message flow in object response from database to in database there is a no that user, and the database return nothing. Return nothing. Let's get see that in here. look at we are here. Find okay, it is solve. Here it is user result one, no user. If no user, it is it would be error user not found, but uh, it is error directly. You see directly below declaration of user, we have possibility of there is no user. So here, directly above, below sending this query, we have possibility that something wrong. And we find, look at 404, no user, number is the same like no page. And developer, there is no better number of status and use that, but here correct. And this user not found go to, it is, we are now, what we look at in the screen is Express. And response, go to Redux. Go to Redux. From database, there is no, from database, we received nothing, and there is no user. What are you thinking now? That practically we have a differentiation between error is thanks to our coding. And here concretely, this error means something wrong. But we can write here user not found also, because server error, what server? Server, MySQL server, not Express server. We have two servers. Express on the Node platform, on the Node server. Express is a web application, and Express is backend, our backend. But MySQL is platform server also. And the server error during database query, it can be also only one error. And the error is what we say, so user not found, but we see that when I produce error, what I said that database sending nothing. This is what we write, what we coded. There is nothing from, there is no result. There is no result because no user. The empty, you look at here, return. Okay. I want to see what would be in error and what would be in object result in these two cases. Okay, I write it. I must reset, Control C, and know the server, reset it, and let's see this. Here it is. Refresh, login, email, bin monkey, bin. What is here? Bin one. What error I control? At first, I will control. Okay, I can control this with now bin one. bin com, bin password, login, login, user not found, and how to see server, go to server, and why there, this part, and look at null. Here it is. Here it is null, result is null, and empty array. It means both object exist, and because of that, not dim. It is lightning. Look at here. Look at here. Look at, you see null and empty array. Here it. Now let's see. Uh, let's see our code. Why I here it is. See, it is lightning error, not dim. Results, if there is a no result, would be dim. But here is a lightning. It means exist error, exist result. Pardon, I look at I query the database to find the user by email. Mm. Here it is to find the user, and I write wrong. I write a wrong email, and because why I ask what would momentarily was problem for me was problem what I ask myself, what is in error and what is in result. I see if email is wrong, error is null, and array is empty array. Why error is null? Because there is no error in query, SQL. There is no error in SQL. There is no nothing in database received SQL, correct SQL query. And respond, there is no empty result, empty. There is no user. There is no error. There is no error. There is no user. And because of that, error is null, and the user is empty. User, this result, here it is, error is null, this is result. And of course, here, here, console, there is nothing about this, and there is nothing, okay, this result is this result, this one. This one, this is the result. And it is not something new results. It is results what I look at here. And also error is this. It means that I must two times have, okay, two times have null and empty array. A null and empty array. Here it is only one, even though I write two times, even though I write two times, and I think that this is about. But here there is nothing. Only this situation is relevant. But here this is not relevant because it is if not user exists, we have this return. Okay, I ask ChatGPT copy this, but I see here only one time null and empty array. One time. Uh, why I see only once in the logs for error and how result behaves in the two scenario. The two possible scenario when there is a server query error, syntax error, database connection error, result it will likely be undefined. In this case, ulog, not null. This will likely log undefined. When the query is valid, but no matching user, here it is my case, query is valid, but when the query is valid, but no matching user, error null. Because the query executed successfully and there were no error in the database. Results, an empty array. An empty array results an empty array. Yeah, here it is. Empty array is returned as no rows met the conditions. In this case, you log. This will null, and this will be empty array. Here it is. Why are you seeing null only once? Let's break down where the logs occur. In the first if error, console log result returns this message. If there is no error, error is null, this block is skipped, so the console log error inside it is not executed. It is here. If error, it is in the first if error block. And if here there is no likely undefined result. If there is no error equal null, this block is skipped, so a console log error inside it is not executed. You don't see null lodged here because this block only runs when there is an actual error. In the if no user block, constant result if user, if not user. Here, if no user exists, result is an empty array, so result 0 is undefined. At this point, error is still null because the query succeeded, even though it returned no results. You see null logic here because the query executed successfully, but no user was found. Summary of logs. If the query fails, contains error details. It means in SQL error, and the result is undefined. But logs, you only see an error object and result may be undefined. If the query succeeds, but no user matches, error is null, result is empty array. And the logs, console logs would be null for error and empty array for result. If the query succeeded and user is found, error null, result an array containing the matching user. No logs since no error or user or no case is triggered. Okay, now is understand me because here there is a no error in SQL. Error was in email, and that wrong email go to database with that as a correct SQL, and the database not found user, and no error. If error would be execute this, but no error. Was only empty empty in results was empty array, but would not be logged here because this would be execute only if error exists, if error one, if true. But if not error true, but error exists, it means it is true. If error, always here is parenthesis, is fact statement. Error, when we write error, it means error exists, but it can be true or false. If it is true, would be execute this. But if it is false, not execute or complete this in it means it was not execute. But here, no user and really no user, really no result is empty, and it is a real, if no user, we have execution of, it is true, no user, execution of this in curly brackets, this, and we see only one, and this is, in this situation, that one. Now, I create error in SQL. I create error in SQL. Okay, I'm going to refresh this situation and create error, select one, for example. Now I write correct email, it is not, but wrong error, and to see what would be in error and what would be in result. Okay, select. Now here login. It is not for me important, but I write correct email because select is error in SQL will not come until email address, because before email address is error, and MySQL will react on that error in SQL syntax. Okay, correct. Uh, mm. Again, I didn't, this select one, I didn't reset. Oh, here it is. Node server. Okay, reset. Now refresh, log out. And now bin bin login. Here it is login slice, dispatch, server error, internal server error. Here it is status 500. But here it is visible user null. Oh, it is welcome message. No, no, it cannot be visible. Error in the console log in server Express. We must look at in server Express. This is server error during database query. It is, we know what is it. It is from login slice, from create asynchron tank, reject with the value, and unwrap. But let's get see in Express. No, Express, in Express, undefined. Undefined. Select one, you see. Select one, SQL, select one, undefined. Undefined is here visible. Undefined. It is okay. Not create table, but server. Select one. Console log error. Console log results. Results is undefined. Results is undefined. Error. Okay. Look at now how I asking. I don't. ChatGPT is very, very wide in explanation, and I don't read all, but I can now focus my question focus like this. Uh, New question. Here is a new question. Lodged. In syntax. For error in syntax of SQL. Does it for a error or result. Short. Short answer. Yeah. In will contain the error details. It is for result undefinite, okay, but equal where to see that details. Where to see that details, I ask, and see the details of the syntax error in the error object, which is lodged when you use console log error. The error object contains specific properties like code, the MySQL error code for syntax error, message, detail message, describe error. You have an error in your SQL syntax, the message error, message string similar to message but more, SQL, the actual SQL query that caused the error. Example, select one, console log, error code, error message, console log, error code, error message, SQL query. Okay, I put it. It means that I must, okay, I ask for all this. For all this error code, error message, SQL query, and then now again refresh, again login. Bean, login. Here, this what we see here, it is automatically from our API, HTML hypertext transfer protocol. But here it is through unwrap from our reject with value. But now we must look at in server. In server, and what I see, oh, again, I didn't reset. Control C, reset. Now again, refresh, and now again, bean, com, bean, password, login. Here it is same, but in server, what we see in server, yes, error code, error parse errors, okay. Error message. You have an error in your SQL syntax. Check the manual that correspond to your MariaDB server. This is concretely, this is message from MySQL. And SQL queries, select one from user where email it is wrong. Very, very clear. Very clear what happened here. Very clear what happened here. And object errors go to and console log result is undefinite. Coming here, and we will use. We will set here. Okay, I remove that one. Okay, and now is correct. We understand now that if email is wrong, here there is no error. Only result is empty. But if there is an error, all this would be execute, and we will see about that error. And the result would be undefinite. But here, where result is empty array, no user, uh, no user. It is true that no user, it would be execute this. And error, there is no error. Only there is a console, only there is a result empty array. Okay, excellent. We coming, you see how I learn, and of course, you see how I explain to you. I don't know explain. I don't know what I cannot explain what I don't know. I'm always teacher and self-teacher, learners and teachers. I like explain and I like teach. And when I understand, I like explain. I like share it for money or without money. Now without money. Sometimes in my working period, existing period, where the income was only from my job. My job was teaching, explanation. And I like it. And so you may be a teacher for programming or would be developers, but would be what you like to be. Uh, because every job is hard, difficult and hard if you don't like it. But what you like it, it is not hard, not boring. Formula is very simple formula, but you don't need again at first getting job what you like. It is the timing. There is a timing for all your path. Today you can be teacher like immediately if you like it. You can be developer and teacher, and and after sometimes when it is enough for you, you can be only one of that. Okay, let's get continue. Let's go continue where I am. Let's get continue error by error. I thinking here about error message, about explanation of reject value, reject with value function and unwrap. But now you see, when we ask ourselves, when we go step by step, we look at we find something that artificial intelligence, something excellent, something excellent. But that you understand me here. I said very often, don't open, don't ask artificial. Yes, if you are totally beginner, but here is a third year, 3 years. I record this, I publish this YouTube about React. And if you follow me 3 years, you are now very, very advanced, very advanced. You are like me, you know all. You are advanced learners, and you can ask because of that. You see me. I am one advanced. I am one advanced. I would be. I can go on the market as a beginner, but I don't thinking about that because my working period is finished. But and somebody with my knowledge can go in market, but very fast would be advanced, would be advanced because enter in some market, working market, must be from Baden, but very fast you will be in your real level in that market. And so for you, not important entering like zero, but inside of that, like beginner, but inside of that, you will get up because we have always more beginner than advanced. Always, it is like faculty. Always there is a first year. On the first year, there is more student than in the last one. Uh, next error. Next error. Uh, after user. Yeah, here is a user. Here it is comparison, compare password. Our bin password would be hashed. It is one direction encryption, cannot be back. It means that we cannot decrypt existing crypted password, hashed password in table, but we must crypted, hashed, bin password would coming, and the same password there is the same hashed would be same would be have same hashed, and compare that to hashed would give true or false, or no match, or no match is true or not true. If no match, invalid credentials. It means that I must, for this error, I must type bin1 password. Mm, I go from X. I abandon Express. I must for security, or because I forget, Control C, Node server, and I reset. I don't know what I touch here. And let's get started here to refresh. Now produce error correct email would find it is authentication. It is correct bin, correct email. But bin1 password, wrong password now, login. Invalid credentials. From what it coming? It coming from tank. Return error from reject with value function. And that reject with value function, it is a return, and it is in promise and unwrap open promise and see invalid credentials. It is a return when it is rejected, it is a return reject with value. And unwrap function in invalid, here it is, in login.js, here it is, we have a message invalid, invalid credentials. Always is in, always in red. Okay, back to server. Back to server, compare password, invalid. And it is that error, you see that error, invalid credentials. And does it, no more error. No, here it is one error. Here is a message server error during password comparison. It would be happen if something wrong, if something wrong here in this is not is match. But await bankrupt compare, or maybe compare one, or compare. It would be error. Oh, here it is one. Now Control C. Now the server. Back here. Refresh. Login. All is okay, but wrong syntax. All is okay. Login. Here is a standard system response here in console, but here it is. Server always is comparison. By crypt, try catch. This construction try catch error can be everywhere here. Can be everywhere. I try here put one, but immediately I could not find token, and I cannot find error here. Okay, this catch can happen. Okay, I can ask compare the password. Here it is. I ask how mm, here how here no during password Yes, during password comparison, I have it during password comparison. Yes, I provoked that error. Before error was not password is wrong, uh, but uh, here it is password invalid password. Yeah, yeah, invalid credentials. But now, when I here write one, it was error, and everywhere error from coding, uh, not by data, but syntax error in syntax produce that last error. But if all is okay, but password not correct, it is no uh, password invalid password, not credentials, and it means that that uh, user is not authenticated. Authenticated first email, we find user. Second, we match password of that user with existing password. Together, it is authentication process. But after that, we control a role, and it is authorization. Authorization. Okay, for this window, for this video, it is enough. Say, if you say on your network about this video, if you like, if you don't like, subscribe, like, engage, share this video, maybe can help somebody, or you know somebody that video like this can help. Uh, my video and my talking and speed of my talking, all that you can regulate. There is a control. You can faster listen to me, but uh, I'm more wider than maybe other places for learning, where my production is not write text before. It is my production is like teaching like give lecture in a real classroom, and of course in mother language it go. Uh, I don't think that go faster, mm, but maybe I uh, less finding for correct word. Uh, but my thinking for now, I don't think right, and I don't like be faster because in learning process of learning is slow. Is a slow process. It is like maybe possible fast read. What I never teach how fast read because I like slow read. And but I understand somebody uh, can fast read and catch in what he's interested. So I read slowly and catch what I interested. But and enjoying emotional. Every of us, somebody is excellent in fast reading, and but me is slow reading. Uh, all is correct for me, for that person who like fast reading. But a learning process is slow, and faster learning, absolutely. I see people look at in video 1 minute. My video can be 1 hour, 2 hour, but people look at in average stay in my video 1 minute, 2 minutes. It is okay, and I see also when people spoke faster, any faster, people people listen also some minutes, but there is a possibility. There is in LinkedIn uh, excellent teacher about all, but about I look at yesterday about JavaScript, and it is very small lessons, very small lessons with the transcript, and during 1 minute maybe 1 minute, and in English transcript, and the teacher fast reading that, and it is in 1 minute, and it is concretely, directly topic, detail, a lot of detail, but topic concretely. It is like dictionary, like dictionary. I long before I like that step by step that kind. But last century, last decade, but last I always have I always liked in programming concretely example, leave concretely example what can be immediately used in real life, like now e-commerce, and in that uh, through that learn basic. When we have every row of code, and when we new topic in that row, I explain that topic base topic in JavaScript, destructured assignment, immutable way, uh, poor function, etc. And I can repeat it in a lot of places. Other and I like teach like that, and I like, but I forgot how I teach because I start 50 years before from Fortran, writing on the paper because there is no computer, and I like basic elements like mathematics. So in programming, learn I learned JavaScript, vanilla, when first PHP and a lot of other Java and etc. Learn step by step. And in first, there is no concretely a real life project. Would be for me would be very interesting that detail. Uh, but now, when I start this new Java, say version 6, and it is different from vanilla, I learned that new Java through example, through React. I learn React through example, and so I learn JavaScript through that example, that new JavaScript. And okay, you see that 3 years my video about React is something. If you follow me, you are expert, and you can go to market and said, I am beginner, and very fast you will go up in advanced. Uh, Thank you for watching this video.